Am I doing anything wrong?
Well, you're filming private cars, not police
No,
cars.
I'm filming public property.
No, you're filming cars.
I'm filming... No, that's what you're presuming.
Well, I've just been
I can
told.
film whatever I can see in public.
Well, I've just been told you've been filming private cars.
You're right. Afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Could you identify yourself as well for me, please?
Why?
Well, you've come in and you've approached me.
Yeah.
So it's in your policy to actually identify, okay, and failure to identify will result in retraining. Okay, so I'm asking you properly to identify yourself, please, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So why are you sitting here
No,
recording
if you
everyone?
can identify yourself first, and then we will carry on with a conversation.
I think there's times where I have to identify myself.
Yeah, you do.
And there's times I simply have to
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Of you recording here?
So you're
Okay.
basically coming down here just to try and provoke some sort of confrontation, is that just...
No, I'm filming public property. That's what you're presuming, okay? Don't make a presumption on what I'm
Okay,
doing.
what is your reason for-
Okay? Well, first of all, identify yourself properly.
I can see it from Croydon Police Station.
Okay? And your shoulder number, please.
It's on my shoulder, you can see it.
No, not everyone can read numbers. That's why I'm asking
Can you
you
not?
to say it.
Do you need help with that?
Well, why do you think I'm asking you to say it? No, I'm asking you to say it, please, sir.
That's it. Say.
Okay, so people that can't read numbers, that's all what you do.
Well, anyway.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you if you can actually say what your actual shoulder number is, please.
I can do anything, sir.
But you won't do that.
Don't need to.
Okay, so you don't need to.
No,
Okay,
you don't need
you're
to
quite
be-
arrogant,
you don't-
really, aren't you?
From the very start, this officer carried himself with a sense of superiority. When politely asked to identify, something clearly required under policing standards, the professional response should have been simple and respectful. Instead, he shrugged it off with, "I don't think I have to," as if the badge excused accountability. That reaction speaks volumes, service replaced with arrogance. And even when he finally gave in, there was no real respect, just a lazy point at his shoulder instead of properly stating his name and number. That's not professionalism, it's defiance. The whole exchange revealed not just poor conduct, but a deeper problem, an attitude that says, "I'm above answering to the public," when in truth the rules exist to protect trust and integrity.
Why are you
You're
recording
very
at the
arrogant. It
station?
makes no difference why I'm filming.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Because
doesn't.
you're simply here to,
No, it doesn't.
provoke some sort of
No, that's what
confrontation.
you're
why you-
presuming.
What's the purpose of you filming this?
It's a public building.
Yeah, but some of these are private cars.
I can film whatever I can see in public.
Indeed.
Well, why do you do that?
Well, it makes no difference why I do it.
Why
It
do
makes
you
no
need to do
difference
that?
why I do it.
Well, it does.
What it does is
No, it
it's
doesn't.
one of these people that likes to provoke confrontation.
No, that's
So
what
you
you're
stick a video
presuming.
online and monetise
That's what
it.
you're presuming.
You just
okay?
want to monetise a video,
That's what
isn't
you're
it?
presuming.
No, you're one of these other many,
Yeah,
many
really.
fools
And
that
you're
goes
one of
recording.
these absolute turds, okay, that literally think that you can bully the public, speak to them the way
not
you
bullying
want,
anything.
failure to actually identify yourself properly, and we actually pay
And
for
you've got to
meatheads
sort
like
this
you.
out.
We pay for
You've come to
meatheads
the
like
police
you.
station to provoke this
We pay for
confrontation,
no.
haven't you?
You approach me. Let's get it right. You approach me. You
You've
approach
come to the
me.
police station because
You
you want this
approach me.
confrontation.
You approach
Where have
me
you
to get
travelled
it
from to get this
correct.
confrontation?
Makes no difference where I've come from.
How far have you gone?
Makes
Just
no
having answered
difference.
the police
No,
officer.
you've
What's
come
your
to me.
reasonable reason?
You've come to
I've
me.
come to you to find out
yeah,
why
but
you're
you're the
recording
turd
police
that
cars.
came to me.
you
Okay,
stop
to get it
being
right.
turds?
I'm doing nothing wrong by calling
a
him a
bit rude,
turd.
isn't
Okay.
The officer's reaction to a mild insult is almost comical. We're not dealing with threats or abusive language, just a throwaway remark no harsher than playground banter. Yet he chooses to take offense, not because of the word itself, but because it shifts attention back onto his own behavior. Instead of owning up to dismissive conduct and a refusal to follow identification rules, he flips the script and plays a victim. It's a deflection tactic, an attempt to dodge accountability and distract from the real issue, an attitude that shows disregard for public trust.
You wouldn't like if we started calling you names.
Well, you're in an office.
You stop
of
pointing at
power.
me like that.
I will point as much as I want.
Well, it's a bit aggressive, isn't
Okay.
it? No one's been
No,
aggressive to you.
No,
You've come
you
out to make sure
come.
that
You
you're
come in,
okay
and you
and
two
you're
are both
safe.
pushing me closer and closer to this curb. Okay, so I'll actually ask you
You
to
were
take
stood
a
on the
step
road a
back.
minute ago.
No, I won't. Not when you approached me. No, I was not.
You were. You
So
were
I'll
on
ask
the
you
road.
to take a step back if you won't mind, please, sir, and then I can
Oh,
move forward
please.
from the curb. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Safer now, do you?
Okay.
Well, now there's a car coming.
I'm perfectly fine now.
Brilliant. Right, now why are you stood outside the
It
back of
makes no
Croydon Police
difference
Station
why I'm here. I'm
filming
filming
the back
public
gate?
property,
Yeah, but you're also filming private cars.
and I'm doing nothing wrong.
But why do you need to do that?
No, if they get caught
Where
in
does
it,
this
I'm
filming
filming
go?
public property. It makes no difference
Well,
what
it
I do with it. No, it does not.
That's to me.
No, it does not.
You're going round
Well,
and
then
round
you
in
should
circles.
not have approached me. Okay, you got this meathead here okay, and he is a complete meathead and
You're
should
kind of-
not be anywhere near the public.
Why is that?
Your abusive
Okay.
tone is getting kind of irritating, sir.
Yeah, well, you're irritating.
I know, but
you're
being
irritating.
kind of abusive, and that. of
I'm
course,
not
it
being
is.
abusive.
You threaten me.
I haven't threatened you at all.
Oh, sorry,
How have I
threatened.
threatened you?
Quite right, you haven't threatened.
Okay, so
You've
that.
been abusive by calling
Okay.
me names.
This officer's behavior shows exactly how some tried to stretch harmless words into something far more serious just to assert control. He first throws out a false claim of being threatened, a weighty accusation, but quickly backtracks when pressed, shifting to you being abusive. That flip alone exposes how weak his stance really is, and what counts as abuse. Simple jabs like meathead or toad. Immature, maybe, but nowhere near grounds for escalation. As public servants, officers are expected to face criticism, even ridicule, without hiding behind false claims. To twist light insults into abuse isn't strength, it's misuse of authority and an attempt to dodge accountability.
Well, I'm
a
just
public
saying.
order offence.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
You cannot be
Threatening-
offended
I can
in the
be
office of
offended.
duty. No, you cannot.
I can
No,
be
you
offended.
cannot,
I
because
can.
you've got to. You've
got
got
to
to
have slightly
expect.
thicker skin than
No,
the average
you've
member of
got to
public.
expect language, okay, and saying turd, okay, is in the actual English dictionary. So
Being
look it up.
abusive. That's a word.
Look it up.
Stop being abusive.
Look it up, okay? Turd is not
being
abusive.
abusive.
Turd is not
Stop calling me
abusive.
names.
You say it's not a rude word. However, the definition of turd is a rude word for someone who you think is unpleasant. I'm not doing business with that little turd as an example. Okay? So it clearly is a rude word.
Yeah,
So
but it's
why
not a
are you-
swear word. But it's not a swear word.
You have to swear.
Yep, and
But
you
are
have
being
to
rude.
expect that.
You are calling me names.
Yeah, and?
Which does now. it's a
Okay,
public order
so
offence.
you came.
It also is
Public order. Okay, so
it
who's?
also
So you
antisocial
can.
behaviour.
You cannot
So due to
actually.
antisocial
You
behaviour,
cannot
Under
actually.
Section 50 of the Police Reform
Please,
Act,
okay.
I'm going to require you to provide me
Right,
details.
so then here's a question for you. Under Section 50 then,
Of the Police Reform Act,
under Section
if you
50,
don't reply-
you've got
give me
to
the
have
details.
proof. No, you've got to have
If
proof.
you don't provide me your details, you can be arrested for it.
Okay, go for it. I want to see an inspector then, please.
This officer takes a harmless remark, neither aggressive nor obscene, and tries to inflate it into criminal conduct under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002. That section only applies when someone's behavior causes harassment, alarm, or distress to the public. But hey, there's no distressed bystander, no complaint, and no evidence the threshold was met. Instead, the law was twisted into a blunt tool to demand compliance where none was legally required. The auditor even challenged the claim, pointing out the word wasn't a swear and that no victim existed. Rather than showing authority, the officer exposed how absurd and shaky the justification really was.
Okay,
things first.
I'm entitled to see an inspector, right? And
One
if
thing
you're
at a
if
time.
you're
So
actually
what is your
using
details,
Section
sir?
50, okay, I need you to actually use the words correctly in Section
your name,
50
sir?
and what part of Section 50 you're using, please.
What's your name?
What
sir?
part of Section 50 are you using?
We're not going to have to keep.
What part of Section 50 are you using, please?
We're not going to have to keep conversation.
Well, no, you need to tell me what part of Section 50
And I
you're
have done.
using for. No, you
Due to
haven't. You
antisocial
just said
behaviour,
Section
I'm
50.
requiring your details.
Okay, so where's the antisocial behaviour?
You stand here constantly calling us
Okay,
names.
that's not antisocial behaviour.
It will be for me.
Well, for
So-
you, okay, you can't be the arresting officer.
Okay.
Okay, nor can you because you're directly involved.
You haven't been-
You're directly involved.
So, are you going to provide your details or not, sir?
I'm not going to provide anything because I've done nothing wrong.
So
Well, you can be guilty of an offence if any person is arrested for failing to provide their true name and address may be arrested on the standard. Arrest provisions of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984.
Okay.
Okay, I have,
Are you going to provide
if
your details
I have reason
or-
to believe you're acting in an antisocial manner.
Yeah, and where is that antisocial
You are.
behaviour? No, I'm not.
Well, you are. You're swearing.
No, I'm not.
Swearing.
Stanley,
at people.
I'm not
calling us
swearing.
names.
Let's get it right. Turd is not swearing.
believe-
You're standing in the
Turd
street
is not
constantly
swearing.
abusing
What
two
you
people.
believe and what actually is the law
Are you
is
in a,
different.
Are you in a public place?
Okay? I'm in a public place.
Are you being
Is there
offensive?
members of the public here?
Yes.
They don't need to
Where?
be.
Where?
We are members of the
Where?
public.
No, you're not. You're an officer.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
you're
I'm
an
a member
officer.
of the public.
No, you're an officer. No, you're not a member of the public. You are an officer
So what
there
am I?
to uphold the law.
When the officer claims, "We are members of the public," to justify a public order offense, he misrepresents the law entirely. Yes, police are citizens, but when acting in uniform, they are not treated as ordinary members of the public under legislation like the Public Order Act or Section 50 of the Police Reform Act. For such offenses to stand, the conduct must cause harassment, alarm, or distress to the public, not to an officer on duty. Officers are trained and expected to withstand criticism with a higher threshold than civilians. By trying to cast themselves as a victim, the officer's reasoning collapses. The auditor, meanwhile, dismantles it calmly and factually, exposing just how hollow the argument really is.
Okay, not abuse your powers.
Who's abusing a power?
Okay, you tried to abuse Section 50 just now.
I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
you
do
did.
anything.
Okay, and you
I'm
still
required
haven't
to
put.
provide it.
Well, what you actually require, I require a superior officer as my actual legal right. So I've asked you to actually get a sergeant or an inspector to come
One
out.
thing at a time.
Okay, well then you
Are
do
you
that
gonna provide
first,
the
and then
details?
we'll move forward from there.
Are you gonna provide details
Okay,
or not?
I told you no.
No. Okay, fine. So at this point, then I'm going to have to arrest you for breaching Section 50, aren't I?
Okay, go
You
for
already
it.
have to do it.
It's your choice, not mine.
Well, no, it's yours.
It's your choice. No, I don't need to,
50 of the police
because I've done nothing wrong.
We do have the powers.
I've done nothing wrong. I've asked you to produce where the member of the public is, okay, for the antisocial behaviour, okay? You cannot be the arresting officer for that if you were the one that you were saying that it was against, right? And that is what the law is,
Do you not listen to it?
okay? I'm talking to you, he's reading out whatever, I was talking to you. In this day and age of what?
There is a lot of issues.
Like what?
Security.
Okay,
you've
and
got
as I said,
terrorism,
is the building
you've got
secure?
domestic terrorism.
Is the building secure?
If people are filming, cameras, gates, key locks,
I'm filming public
cars
property.
coming in and out, private cars coming in and out.
Okay.
Not all police vehicles.
I try not to get private cars. I try not to get private
You don't
cars.
know what a private
Well,
car
it makes
is
no
at home.
difference. Well, if it gets caught, I'm still doing nothing wrong.
I mean, you could quite easily have stood out on the pavement and done
Well,
it.
I can stand exactly where I want on public property.
This moment strips away any pretense. The officer's issue isn't law, it's personal discomfort. The auditor makes it clear he's filming a public building from a public space, which is entirely lawful. But instead of accepting that, the officer pivots, claiming concern over private cars entering and leaving. That's not a crime, nor reasonable suspicion. It's preference masquerading as legal authority. What makes it worse is that the auditor even states he avoids filming private vehicles whenever possible, showing both awareness and respect. The clash here isn't about legality. It's about an officer dressing up discomfort as justification for control.
A police station is public property. As long as I don't enter a restricted area, okay, then I'm actually standing where I'm publicly accessible, allowed to
That
go.
would be the front office.
Okay,
You're
and
not
exactly here. And exactly here.
But
If I
it's a little
would,
bit dangerous. You've got cars coming in and out.
makes no difference.
And
I'm
you've got
standing
private
on the
cars coming
pavement.
in and out.
And
There is no
your
policing
point is
purpose
what?
for you to be here, is there?
Okay, I'm entitled to stand here
What's your
and to
lawful
film.
purpose for being here?
Okay, filming in public is completely lawful.
Absolutely. However,
Okay,
you're
so
going into
that's why,
a police station.
and that is completely lawful
Well, why do you need to do that?
because it is lawful.
It's not really.
It is law. It's not.
You-
Okay,
you
right. I'm
lawful.
just,
It may
just
be
so you know,
lawful.
I'm just going to go into my bag for a minute just to pull something out
It may
for
be
the both of you.
lawful, but again,
Okay.
why do
Don't
you
bring
need
out
to do
anything
it?
silly and
Okay.
something.
No,
something
that's
like
why I was telling you like, what I was doing.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of people have gone out and pulled knives out.
Right. There you go, sir.
Who is this?
Okay. And you'll actually see what it actually states, that I'm completely lawful to actually film any police officer, any property of the police, okay, any station, anything.
Yeah.
To plod or not to plod?
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
What are you doing today?
Good, not too bad.
So he's doing those videos then?
YouTube, yes.
I don't need to identify myself.
Police stations, knowing
I don't
that we're
need
gonna
to
come and
identify
speak to you
myself.
so you can monetize a video.
I don't need to identify myself. You
That
tried to
presumption
abuse.
is- we were
You
correct
tried to
then.
abuse Section
We were
50.
correct, weren't we?
You tried
We
to
were
abuse.
correct.
No, I was
We were
correct
correct,
because
weren't we?
you
We were
tried to
correct.
abuse your powers.
You've come
You
here
tried
just
to
to get a
abuse
video
your
that you can
powers.
monetize, haven't
You
you?
tried to abuse your powers. This is why we
Give you
do
the
this.
opportunities.
You can see the way that the other officers went and the sergeant. So yeah, what I'll do is I will put those complaints in, there's no doubt about that. Altogether, I believe that I've got 14 complaints all going through at this moment in time, I do believe.
The moment the officer realizes who the auditor is, everything changes. The threats stop, Section 50 disappears, and the truth slips out. You've just come here to get a video from us. That single line exposes it all. The problem was never law-breaking. It was being filmed and potentially held accountable. From the very start, the officers were confrontational, dismissive of simple ID requests, and rattled by harmless words like meathead and turd. None of it met the legal threshold for abuse or antisocial behavior, yet it was inflated to justify demand for personal details. Claims shifted constantly: offensive language, antisocial conduct, filming cars, even personal discomfort, none of which held legal weight. When pressed, the officers relied on emotion and ego rather than law, and folded the moment they realized they were being exposed. The auditor, meanwhile, stayed calm, stuck to the facts, and never gave in. That's why these audits matter. They reveal how quickly authority can lean on intimidation instead of principle. In the end, silence and retreat were all the officers had left. That wraps it up. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out Plaud's channel in the description. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audit. See you next time.